Yo. How's it going, guys? It's Telmed Insanity Animations here. Today, I am going to show if United States Who Wants to Be a Millionaire DVD games copied United Kingdom's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire DVD games except 6th edition. And yes, I am back on Plotagon for the first time since maybe 2019 or 2020, who knows. And before we begin, you may know that the lines won't match the whole queue. Here we go. Well, you've come unstuck, I'm afraid, immediately, and incredibly, you don't win anything. Well, thanks for playing, but I'm afraid you go away with absolutely nothing. Well, I can't believe this, but I'm afraid this is an early exit for you. Unfortunately, you'll win nothing. Well, this could happen to anyone, but I'm afraid you walk away with absolutely nothing. Well, you are on the verge of a guaranteed 1,000, but I'm afraid you now go home with nothing. Well done, you had nothing to lose and you finished the game with $1,000. Well, you had $2,000, you lose $1,000, but you still walk away with $1,000. Ah, I'm sorry, you just lost $3,000. Still, well done, you do walk away with $1,000. Oh, bad luck, you just lost $7,000. And you leave us still with $1,000. Ah, unlucky. You had $16,000, but I'm afraid you now leave us with just $1,000. Well done, you had nothing to lose and you finished the game with $32,000. Well, you could have walked away with $64,000, but unfortunately you now leave with $32,000. Well, you went for it, you risked $93,000 to answer that question, but you lost it. But you still leave us though with $32,000 and hey, it's only a DVD game, wanna play again for the million? Well, you had $250,000 and you could have walked away. Instead you were very brave, but you win just $32,000. Well, you just risked $468,000 to try and win the million. You've been a great sport, but I'm afraid you've won just $32,000. Oh, dear. I'm afraid you've fallen at the very first hurdle. It is incredible and unfortunate, but you won absolutely nothing. Oh, bad luck. You're wrong. You've lost on the very first question. I'm sorry, you go home with nothing. Well, it doesn't happen very often, but your game is already over after just one question. Bad luck. I'm afraid you don't win anything. Well, this is where I say thank you for playing, but I'm afraid you go away with absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, bad luck. Oh, dear. That is very unfortunate. Bad luck. This time, I'm afraid you go away with absolutely nothing. Well, what a shame. Your game is over already. I am sorry, but you don't win anything at all. Well, we never like to see a contestant going home with nothing. Unfortunately though, on this occasion, you do. I'm sorry, but your game is over after just 3 questions. You finish with absolutely nothing this time around. Well, we would have liked to see you progress a lot further than that, but I'm afraid you leave with nothing. Oh, I'm so sorry, we would love you to take something away, but unfortunately, you leave the game with absolutely nothing. Well, things just didn't go for you, did they? Unfortunately on this occasion, you win absolutely nothing. I'm so sorry. Oh, bad luck, but I'm afraid your game is over. I'm sorry to say that you finish with nothing. Well, you were so close to reaching that first milestone, but I'm afraid instead you finish with nothing at all. Bad luck. We would have loved you to reach that first milestone. I'm sorry, but you fell just short. And I'm afraid you leave us with absolutely nothing. Oh, well, I'm sorry, but you don't win anything at all. Maybe next time you can make it to the first milestone. Well, you had nothing to lose there. You got that one wrong, but you still finished the game with $1,000. You had nothing to lose from playing that question. you got it wrong, but you still win $1,000. Oh, bad luck. Still, you had nothing to lose from having a go at that question. You finish up with $1,000. Well, you had $2,000. You do lose half. But you still walk away with $1,000. Not bad for just a few minutes work. Well, you do drop $1,000 there, but you still leave us with $1,000. Well, you dropped out there, but you made it past that first milestone. So you still win $1,000. You went for the $8,000 question, but it was just a bit too difficult. Instead, you finish with $1,000. Well played. Oh, that's unfortunate. You tried to double your winnings to $8,000 there. But I'm afraid, instead you dropped down to $1,000. Well, as we always say, they're only easy when you know the answer. Unfortunately for you, you didn't know the answer and you finish with just $1,000. Oh, bad luck. You've been a really good sport, but unfortunately you lose $7,000. Never mind, you still leave us with $1,000. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. You drop $7,000, but you do leave us with $1,000. Well, I'm sorry. We would have liked to have seen you go a lot further, but that wrong answer means you end the game with just $1,000. Oh, no. If you had got that one correct, it would have guaranteed you $32,000. But instead, you finish with just the $1,000. Oh, that's tough. One more right answer and you would have had $32,000 guaranteed. Instead, I'm afraid you finished the game with just $1,000. Oh, bad luck. You were just one more correct answer away from a guaranteed $32,000. Unfortunately, that wrong answer means you drop back to just the $1,000. Well, you had nothing to lose there. And you finished the game with $32,000. Well played. You've done really well. You answered 10 questions correctly. And you leave us with $32,000. Well, you had nothing to lose from playing that question. Unfortunately, you did give me the wrong answer. But, you still win $32,000. Well, you could have walked away there with $64,000, and unfortunately you do leave us with $32,000. But, hey, that's still a huge amount of money. A great performance. Well played. Well, you tried to double your money. Unfortunately that wrong answer means you drop back to $32,000. Well, we'd love to have given you $125,000, but I'm afraid you win just $32,000. But, that's still a pretty handsome amount of money. Well now, you risked a drop of $93,000 there, and I'm afraid it was the wrong decision. Nevertheless, you still leave us with $32,000. Well done. Well, I must say, you were very brave in going for the $250,000, but your wrong answer means you dropped $93,000. You leave us with $32,000. Oh, I'm really sorry, that incorrect answer has just cost you $93,000. But, you do leave us $32,000 better off. Well played. Well now, you could have walked away with $250,000. Instead, you were very brave, but, in the end you finish with just $32,000. Well, you made that decision to gamble. Unfortunately, it was the wrong choice. You drop $218,000, and you leave us with just $32,000. I'm so sorry. Well, it was a terrific game. You answered 13 questions correctly. But, in the end you take away just $32,000. Oh, no. I think we all feel for you there. You just risked a massive $468,000 to try and win $1 million. But in the end, you take away just the $32,000. Oh, and you were so brave. We would love to have seen you go all the way, but that wrong answer means you drop back down to $32,000. Oh, that is so unlucky. You answered 14 out of 15 questions correctly, but you drop $468,000, and you leave us with just $32,000. Oh dear, you've not even made it past the first question. You'll have to do much better next time. Wow, what a waste of time. You are leaving the game without answering one question correctly. You don't deserve any prize money. I don't think you'll ever win the million if you can't even answer 2 questions correctly. You leave the game with nothing at all. Well, I'm sorry, but your game is over almost as quickly as it begun. You're going home with a big, fat, nothing. Well, you won't win the million this time. You are going to have to drastically improve next time. Well, you didn't manage to reach the first milestone. 2 correct answers isn't good enough. You leave with nothing. Well, you're leaving with nothing after just 4 questions. Not really a performance to be proud of. You haven't even managed to answer enough questions to reach the first milestone. You deserve to leave with nothing. The wrong answer means that you leave us with no prize money at all. Hardly worth the effort, really. Oh, you were so close to getting to $1,000 there. But you're leaving us with nothing. Better luck next time. You went for it, and you got it wrong. Never mind though, because you still leave with $1,000. You had nothing to lose playing that question. But getting it wrong means that you leave with just $1,000. That wrong answer means that you'll be leaving us with just $1,000. I'm sorry you have to leave us with just $1,000. Well, it was worth going for $4,000, but I'm afraid that you leave the game with just $1,000. Well, I'm afraid that's where your game comes to an end. You only made it to the first milestone, so you leave with $1,000. Things were going so well for you there, but unfortunately you leave with just $1,000. Oh, bad luck. Things were going so well, but I'm afraid you drop back to a $1,000. Thanks for playing. Well, you knew the risk answering that question. You leave us with just $1,000. You did really well to get to $8,000, but I'm afraid that you have to drop back to $1,000. Why not have another go with the million? You've just lost $7,000. I am sorry, but you will have to leave us with just $1,000. Oh well, I thought you were looking good there. You have to leave us with just $1,000. I don't believe it. You were so close to making it to the second milestone and $32,000. As it is, you'll go home with just $1,000. You've just lost $15,000. You did not have to play that question, but you did, and it does mean that you drop right back to $1,000. Oh, what a shame. I really wanted to be giving you a guaranteed $32,000 there. Instead, I'm gonna send you packing with just $1,000. Well, you played a great game. You had nothing to lose there, so I am delighted to say you finished with $32,000. Well played. That wrong answer means you won't be winning the million this time. You do, however, walk away with a very handy $32,000. Well done. You were right to go at answering that last question. You've lost nothing and you walk away with a whopping check for $32,000. Well done. You leave us with $32,000. It's much better than leaving with nothing though, so well played. That's the end of your game. You still leave with a check for $32,000. Very well played. I can't blame you for trying to win such a big amount, but you have to leave with just $32,000. Thanks for playing. You've been a great player. You took a massive risk there playing for $250,000, but as a result you have to settle for $32,000. Well, I don't think anyone can blame you for having a go with that question for what would have been $250,000. Unfortunately, the wrong answer made to drop right back to $32,000. You had $125,000, but you've just lost $93,000. You do still take away $32,000, but I'm sure that isn't much consolation right now. Well, at least you do have $32,000 to take away. You've been a very brave player. Bad luck. You've answered 13 questions correctly, and have won a very well-deserved $32,000. Well played. What a fantastic game. We know you must be upset not to have made it to the million when getting so close, but you do leave with $32,000. Well played. I can't believe you failed at the very final hurdle. You could have been walking away with a check for $500,000. As it is, I have to give you just $32,000. It was a great game though, well done. That wrong answer has just cost you $468,000. I'm sure it's not much consolation to you, but you do leave with $32,000. You were so close to becoming a virtual millionaire. You could have chosen to walk away with $500,000, but as it is, you leave with just $32,000. Unlucky. Oh no! Player 1, I can't even give you $100. You leave with nothing. Oh, how embarrassing. You're not only the first player to lose, but you also leave with nothing. What a strange game. You're the last player to lose. And I've not handed out any money yet. Oh dear, player 1. After that wrong answer, I can only give you $1,000. Better luck next time. Player 1, not only do you leave with just $1,000, you also have to cope with being the first person to get a question wrong. I'm not sure what to say, player 1. You have done well to stay in the game longer than anyone else, but you've only managed to win $1,000. Player 1, that was a pretty good performance. There is no disgrace in leaving this game with $32,000. Well, player 1, the standard of this game has been very high. You're the first to depart but still leave with a very healthy $32,000. That was a very decent performance, player 1. Not only did you progress further than anyone else in the game, you have also $32,000 to show for your efforts. Well, I bet that your heart is in your mouth, player number 1. Mine certainly is, and you could be about to become a virtual millionaire. But instead you've just lost $468,000. What were you thinking? Player 2, what a disaster. You've had the chance to win a fortune. And you've won nothing. Oh no, player 2. You're the first out and you're leaving empty-handed. That's amazing. Player 2, despite winning nothing, you're the last player to leave the game. Player 2, that's where your journey ends, I'm afraid. You've managed to win $1,000, but it could have been so much better. Well, it had to happen sometime. Player 2, you are the first to lose. You do take away $1,000, but I'm sure that's no consolation. Player 2, if your aim was to be the best player in the game, you succeeded. If your aim was to become a virtual millionaire, you failed. I know you will have wanted to take home more, player 2, but $32,000 is a lot of money. Well played. The standard of this game has been very high so far. Player 2, you're the first to give me a wrong answer, but you're still walking away with $32,000. Well, you certainly proved yourself in this game, player 2. It's a shame you couldn't make it all the way to a virtual million, but you are taking away $32,000. Player number 2, you've just given me your final answer to your 15th question and I can tell you, it was the wrong answer. Oh no, what a tragic end to your game. You've just lost $468,000. Oh, what a disappointment. Player 3, that $1 million is still only a dream. You leave with nothing. Oh, player 3, what a shambles. The others must find your misfortune very amusing. You leave with nothing. Amazingly, player 3, you have managed to stay in the game longer than anybody else, but you still leave with nothing. I'm sorry, player 3, but that's the end of the road for you. You leave with just $1,000. I'm not sure if the pressure got to you, player 3, but I'm afraid you're the first to lose. You do win $1,000, but you might have to sit and watch someone else win considerably more. Player 3, I suppose I should congratulate you on making it further than any of the other players. I'm sure you are hoping for more than just $1,000 though. Well, you've not made yourself a virtual millionaire this time, player 3. You have, however, managed to take $32,000 off me. Well done. Well, I thought for a minute there I might be handing out $1 million to everyone. Player 3, you are the first to leave the game with $32,000. That was a pretty impressive performance, player 3. You've successfully shown up everyone else in the game, it's just a shame you couldn't go a little bit further. Player number 3, you could be about to lose $468,000. And you have. I am so sorry you have given me the wrong answer. You were so close to winning a virtual $1 million but you did not. I'm sorry, player 4, but that wrong answer means you haven't managed to win even the smallest of fortunes. You leave with nothing. Oh, player 4, the embarrassment. You now have the dubious pleasure of watching the other 3 players rub your nose in it. Well, player 4, I suppose you should be pleased. You're the last to leave the game, but really, it was a shocking performance. I thought you were looking good for more than just $1,000 there, player 4. I'm sorry though, but that's the end of your game. Well, it had to happen at some time. Player 4, you are the first to get the question wrong. I hope the other 3 don't make you wait too long for another game. Well, the other 3 players have all lost and now you're out of the game too. You may claim a moral victory, but you have only won $1,000. Oh, I'm sorry player 4, but that incorrect answer means I can only give you a virtual $32,000. This really has been an incredible game so far. I thought I was gonna be handing out $4 million. It might still be $3 million, however, I can only give you $32,000. Well played. I thought you were going all the way to $1 million there. You've gone further than anyone else and won $32,000. You had $500,000, player number 4. You risked it to go for the million and I can tell you, it was the wrong answer. You've just lost $468,000. Oh dear, you've not even made it to the first milestone. You're going away with nothing. I'm really sorry but you are leaving with absolutely nothing. What happened there? If you're not sure of the answer then use your lifelines. I'm sorry but that's where your dream ends. You're leaving with a virtual check for $1,000. Well, it looks like the bank is closed for another game. You take away just $1,000. Oh, that was a costly guess. You should have used a lifeline if you weren't 100% sure. You leave with just $1,000. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's where your $1 million dream ends. You can look back fondly on your performance and enjoy a check for a virtual $32,000. Well, I guess your luck had to run out somewhere along the line. At least you have a check for a virtual $32,000 as a result of your efforts. Well done. I cannot believe you were prepared to risk that amount of money without at least using your available lifelines. You leave with $32,000, but it could have been so much more. Well, amazingly, you decided to play the $1 million question, and you could have walked away with $500,000. You all have wished you did. You've given me the wrong answer. You've just lost $468,000. I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I can't even give $100 to you, player number 1. You leave empty-handed. I'm so sorry. Oh no, player number 1. Not only are you the first to lose, but you also leave with nothing. Well, I'm glad we don't have too many games like this. You are the last player to lose, and I've not handed out one single check. Player number 1, after that wrong answer, all you're taking away is a virtual $1,000. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Player 1, you're the first to leave the game, and to add to the pain, all you can take with you is a check for $1,000. Well, player 1, I suppose you've done well to stay in the game longer than anyone else, but you still only leave us with $1,000. Player number 1, there is no disgrace and leaving the game with $32,000. You've done well, but perhaps you can do even better next time. Well, player number 1, this has been an extremely good game. Unfortunately, you are the first of the part, albeit with a very healthy $32,000. Player number 1, not only did you progress further than anyone else in the game, you also have $32,000 to show for your efforts. Well played. Player number 2, you had the chance to win a fortune, and you won nothing. Better luck next time. Oh no! Player 2, you must suffer the embarrassment of being the first out, and also you're leaving completely empty-handed. Player number 2, despite winning nothing, you are still the last player to leave the game. Player number 2, that's where your journey ends, I'm afraid. You've managed to win $1,000, but it could have been so much better. Well, it had to happen sometime. Player number 2, you're the first to lose. I'm sure it's a small consolation, but you do leave us with a virtual $1,000. Well done.
Well, player number 2, if your aim was to be the best player in the game, you succeeded. If your aim was to become a virtual millionaire, you failed. Sorry.
Well, I know you will have wanted to take home more, player number 2, but $32,000 is no small change. With all of you playing so well, one of you had to stumble sooner or later. And it was you, player number 2. Bad luck. Hopefully taking $32,000 with you will kind of soften the blow. Well, it's a shame that you couldn't make it all the way to the cash prize draw, player number 2, but you are taking away $32,000. Well played. Oh, what a disappointment, player number 3. That $1 million is still just a dream. You leave us with absolutely El Zippo. Oh, player 3. I'm sure the others must find your misfortune very, very amusing. Your game is over and you leave with nothing. Amazingly, player number 3, you have managed to stay in the game longer than anyone else. But you still leave with nothing at all. I'm so sorry, player number 3, but that's the end of the game for you. You leave us with just $1,000. Well, did the pressure get to you, player 3? You are the first to lose and you won just $1,000. Unfortunately, you might have to watch somebody else win considerably more. Well, player number 3, some congratulations are in order as you've made it further than anyone else. However, I'm sure you were hoping for more than $1,000. You managed to take $32,000 off me, player 3. Well done. Perhaps you'll make it all the way to the virtual million next time. I'm afraid that wrong answer means you're the first to leave the game, player number 3. At least you go away with $32,000 though. That performance gives you the right to gloat, player number 3, as you stayed in longer than anybody else. It's just a shame you can go that little bit further. Well, I'm sorry, player number 4. You haven't managed to win even the smallest of fortunes. You leave us with absolutely nothing. Oh, player 4, the shame. You must now watch the other 3 players battle it out, as you leave the game empty-handed. Player 4, the only saving grace is that you are the last to leave the game, but it wasn't really a performance to remember, was it? Well, I thought you were looking good for more than just $1,000, player number 4, but I'm sorry that's the end of your game. Well, I hope the others don't make you wait too long for another game, player number 4. You are the first to get the question wrong. Ah, just when I thought it was going so well for you, player 4. Now you two join the other players, and leave the game with just $1,000. It was a good effort, player number 4, but that incorrect answer means I can only give you a virtual $32,000. I thought you were gonna go all the way to the cash prizes there, player number 4. You've gone further than anyone else and you still win $32,000. Well done.
This has been an incredible game so far, player number 4. I thought I was going to be handing out $4 million. It might still be $3 million, however, I can only give you $32,000. Very, very well played.
Oh dear, you've not even made up to the first milestone. You're going away with absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, that really couldn't have gone any worse. You are leaving with nothing. Did you forget you had your lifelines there to help you? Maybe next time you will remember to use them. Well, I am very sorry to say that you won't be getting your hands on any cash from this performance, but you do leave with a virtual check for $1,000. Well, it looks like the bank is closed for another game. You take away just $1,000. Oh no! You should have used a lifeline if you weren't 100% sure. You leave with just $1,000. Sadly, that's where your $1 million dream ends. You can look back fondly, though, on your performance, and enjoy a check for a virtual $32,000. Well, you have played an impressive game, but your luck finally ran out. At least you do have a check, though, for a virtual $32,000. Well done. What were you thinking, risking that kind of money when you could have used a lifeline? You leave with $32,000, but it could have been so much more.
Well, you took a massive risk there and decided to play the £1 million question when you could have walked away with $500,000. I can reveal that you should have. You've just given me the wrong answer. You have just lost £468,000. I am so sorry.
What a terrible end to the game. You were so close to going all the way, but you lost it.